Hello, this is Bobby at Copel TV Repair, and this is video for a customer who returned their, or rather our power supply board for Vizio M552i-B2 that we sent with the following note. Doesn't seem authentic. We have a Vizio M552i-B2 and had the power problem diagnosed by a repair technician. We were given a port number for a power supply board which is defective. We were given your name and others to purchase a replacement board. I verified this was the correct board and purchased. Last night I installed the board and it didn't work. I verified all disconnected and nothing worked, not even the bottom power light. The board is different from mine appears also. I can send photos. The board is indeed different from the one that they have in the TV. There are multiple different boards that can be found easily if one bothers to search around. This is the version of the board that we sent that was previously sold by Shop Jimmy. There is another version up there that I'm gonna check that you can see has a right angle. There are many different versions, and even within the original build, which looks like this, it is based on DPS 167-DP. That's the one that it's built on. Even boards that are based on this actually have different builds, as you can see, and this is actually explained in the article. This particular version of the board that's based on this number of the PCB has three different builds. Which one of them is implemented on this particular piece of assembly here is marked in a checkbox, and this is actually DPS 167DP. The ports on it could be assembled so that this is actually DPS 146EP, or it can be DPS 167DP-1, which actually goes into M552i-B2. All those versions of boards are very similar, and this is the board that the customer received and said it doesn't work. I'm sure I have a video showing how to test those. I'm pretty sure it's in our YouTube channel. So instead of, a customer will recognize that the board was apparently sold on the 20th of February 2022. This is how it looks, and again, this is how the original looks like, and it goes on top of it. As you can see, all the connectors are at the same place. Boards are same physical shape. Again, connectors are the same. And this is the 55-inch version of the TV. Again, same connectors, and all I have to do is, if it's not turned on, but it is turned on, I can see the backlight, which means that you'll be able to see these things. Nothing was done to the board. It is still the same board. It is as authentic as it would have been if there is nothing coming up on the screen, totally dead TV. Somebody hasn't done a good job either diagnosing or repairing. There isn't really that much to do. All those are the same. They're actually shown what they are. Well, on those boards, yeah, there they are. What is on those pins? The bottom two are 5-volt standby. This is where you can find it. The third pin is AC detect. That will be between 2.5 and 3.8 volts whenever the board is plugged into AC, and it is used here. And it is used so that the main board can shut off quickly when the TV loses power in a proper way. This is the PSON. This is where those 5 volts have to be routed back in order for the rest of the voltages, like those 12 volts and those 12 volts, and those voltages that are up here that are 20 or 24, whatever is needed, show up. They won't show up otherwise. It's pretty simple board. It works pretty plainly, and as I said, as you can see, it does work. It works on only half the screen, in case you can notice, because like many other TVs, this one here does have one form of a problem or another, and when this gets connected back, the whole screen goes out most of the time. In some cases it starts working, but anyhow, bad panel, long story short. So we use it for testing and for making videos that show that boards that are sent back to us are working. It's up to the customer and what they say. We have sold so many of those, and we sell repair kits for those, and I believe we made maybe the first video on the most common issue that goes on that board. And just literally earlier this week, I spent at least 7-8 messages with a customer that received a repair kit and was cursing themselves and their luck because we sent them too many parts and we were explaining them what to do, even though it's explaining the description. And then he started suspecting that we're selling them bad diodes and cursing himself for not testing it before he put it on the board, only to find out after we explained. I'm talking about that diode here, which is a Zener, which is bypassed by a resistor on the board. So if you measure it on the board, it shows out tested, but when it fails, it also shows as shorted, not tested, sorry, shows as shorted. And at the end, we guided them to replace a small IC at the back of the board. So we spent a lot of time, and the customer kept complaining about why they have to be the ones that need to replace all the parts when not all are needed. And I was telling him, listen, you're talking to someone who is probably the best on eBay and the only one who sells you all the parts that you need to repair that board, and that is because we repaired so many of them. And, you know, we just know what are we talking about. And in the same fashion here, those are pretty good boards. They do work. I like this one. And I don't know what the problem was, whatever it might have been. I'll be curious to find out in case I am saying something that is not right. I will apologize, but to the very best of my knowledge, those are good working boards. And we keep on selling them, and we will keep on selling them. And of course, sometimes when we have those, we will sell those too. When people return them and we fix them and we can put them back for sale. But when we don't, we'll sell those. And if we don't have those, we'll sell the other ones that Shop Jimmy is selling with a right corner, even though they don't match exactly here. But they're still good. So, so much for that. The board is working. And it is authentic. I don't know what actually does it mean does not look authentic. Probably what it means, it does not look like the one that I have in my TV. That would be correct. It does not look the same way. It's not even, I think, made by the same company, even though the material is the same. This is made by Delta, which is pretty popular name. This is made by someone else. It's not by Delta. But nevertheless, this is used in Vizio TVs by Vizio. And it is just authentic as this one. That's as much as I can see. I already showed you on the internet how other sellers are using them. And that is because they are authentic. Nobody's importing those from China, I can tell you that. They came with the TVs. So thank you for watching and best of luck.